Welcome to Granny Shift, and I'm Ryan.
And I'm Jason.
And this is minute 51 of Fast and Furious. Welcome back, Jason.
Thank you. Welcome back, Ryan.
How was your vacation?
Oh,
Or are you still
good.
on it?
A little sunburned. Well, I'm leaving again in 2 days.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Happy
So-
4th of July to everybody. Hope you have a great holiday tomorrow.
Yeah, if you're listening to this, the day comes out or 4 years later, all 4th of Julys are included in that.
Yes.
Yep.
Speaking
Speaking of time frames, we have a big announcement.
yeah, huge.
Yeah.
What is it?
We are re-releasing
We are.
our original. So we were talking with some fans.
Yeah.
And it does seem like the first movies are quite popular,
Yes.
quite loved. So, not that our podcast isn't popular like all the time,
Right.
but
yeah.
definitely was. There's some nostalgia involved in the first 1, 2, and 3. Mostly 1 and 2.
Yeah. Do you think this movie will ever be there?
No, nope.
You said something to me that was interesting. Sorry to divert from your point for a second.
Okay.
But you said, like, people remember 1, 2, and 3, and then they can't tell the difference between 4, 5, 6, and 7.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, I've watched these movies a number of times, and I still have to be like, oh wait, was that 5 or 6 that
Right.
happened in?
Right.
But yeah,
No, I couldn't tell you a single plot line anywhere along. I remember scenes.
okay. Cars, remember Cars?
Oh, even cars are pretty tough.
Hmm.
I feel like there's not very many iconic vehicles. I think maybe if you're a muscle car guy,
Yeah.
because there's a couple muscle cars, but a lot of the cars became,
Brian has that
Silly.
blue.
it's like an old Corolla or something, or old Skyline.
Yeah, like
People
a
talk about, but
72 Skyline.
I don't know.
I don't know what it is, but
Right.
anyways, back to your point.
But if you say like Brian's Eclipse or Brian's Supra, everybody knows
Right.
what that is and what it
The
looks
Supra.
like. Yeah.
It's just the Supra.
Oh yeah. So all this to be said. Long story long. We are re-releasing the first movie series of podcasts in its own podcast. So the problem is right now we have so many episodes out. If you come to listen and you don't want to start in the middle of the 4th movie or wherever we're at, maybe you want to start on the first podcast. It can be kind of hard to find. So now it's very easy. You just go to the Fast and Furious podcast, Granny Shift. I don't know, whatever
yeah.
it's called.
I mean,
You'll see it.
technically, the title is called Granny Shift and the Fast and the Furious.
Right.
Um,
So this podcast will still be like the group of them, but we will release the second movie then as well,
right.
in case you feel like going back and hearing the second movie or something like that. You can do
Right.
that. So
Yes. So you can go back and re-listen to the greatness that is the first season of Granny
Yeah.
Shifting.
Right.
And I forget what else I was gonna say. So since we decided to do that,
Oh.
I was going through, and I was like looking because I don't have all the files saved locally, but they're all saved online in
Okay.
each episode.
Right.
And I'm going through, and I'm like, man, there's a couple episodes missing here. There's a couple episodes missing here. I think in the first season alone of the Fast and Furious
Yeah.
of our podcast,
Mm-hmm.
we were probably missing 40 minutes.
How?
I don't know.
For
Like,
how long?
they were like listed on our online library, but when I went into it, there was no audio on that thing.
How
Because I'm
annoying.
looking on Apple Podcasts, and I'm like, oh, our
It's-
first episode isn't even there. It starts with minute 2.
That's
and it's
weird.
like 2, 3, 4, and then
And
skips to
Spotify,
9, and then
It's all the same on all
on
of them.
all of them.
That's weird
So-
because we would have listened to them.
Right.
Or
I mean, they still
Must
had
lost
hundreds of listens, but they didn't millions
millions
of
yeah,
listens,
many.
but they weren't gaining any more. And so I was like, nobody has ever said anything to me about missing episodes,
Right.
but they were
Well-
obviously missing. So I went back today and I fixed all those.
Oh, nice.
So it was
Busy day. Weren't you working?
40 or so. Yeah, I did this at work. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
Pleasures of being the vice president.
It just means I have more work to do tomorrow.
Right.
Yeah. That I should have been doing today. So, but why do today what you can put off till tomorrow?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right.
So yeah, look for those other podcasts, affiliated podcasts coming out. So
Yeah. Also, we
Um,
should give a shout out to our patron, Thrifty Ginger,
yeah,
who
really.
had a pretty serious brain surgery. I mean, I guess all brain surgeries are serious.
Yeah.
And his might have been less serious than some brain surgeries because he lived.
Yeah.
But boy, is he ugly now. But at least he's not a ginger anymore.
Right, because they shaved his
They
head.
shaved his head, yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, our buddy Thrifty Ginger, they found a tumor unknown to all until they found it.
Yeah.
And
Are we
then,
allowed to say all this? This is HIPAA violation?
No, like we're not giving out his personal information.
Oh, right.
But if you want to send him a card, his address. But yeah, so to celebrate, I brought us a special drink.
Oh.
So we're gonna pour one out for the Thrifty Ginger.
Like out into our mouths, or?
Well, we don't have any cups down here, so.
Oh boy.
This is the last thing we
Oh,
haven't
no.
tried yet
Oh, no.
from the Dead Man Stash. This
Do I need
is the
shot
last
glasses?
one. I don't know. We could just drink it straight from the bottle.
Okay. Yeah. Whatever's coming.
There's no way there's germs.
Kill the germs.
Just don't backwash. I don't want like
All right.
solids in
Show
there.
the camera what we're looking at here.
All right, here we go. Is it
Yeah.
out of focus?
Yeah,
There we go.
it goes.
All right, this is Lewiston. How do you say that?
Yeah. That sounds right.
We're gonna get refocusing here. Lewiston, extra fine, so it's the high quality stuff. Grain alcohol, USP. I don't know what that means.
United States patent.
Oh, 190 proof. It says this 190 proof alcohol is especially suitable for medicinal and scientific use, and is of the same high quality that has been supplied by us to physicians, hospitals, and
What?
pharmacists in bottles since 1860. So people have been drinking it for a long time.
It looks like this has been in a bottle since 1860, but they're saying for medicinal uses, like for like
It doesn't say do not consume.
cauterizing wounds and stuff.
190 though. That's pretty strong.
Yeah, that's like 95% alcohol.
Yeah.
How's my math? Is that right?
Mm-hmm. Almost pure. So, I'll take a little smell here.
Have you had any of this?
No. I haven't.
190, dude?
That's safe.
What is the stuff Everclear? What is that? 191.
150.
150. What's the... Isn't there something that ends in a 1?
Well, 151.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I rounded.
It doesn't smell... It smells like hand sanitizer.
Yeah, hand sanitizer is probably made from this. They send it to hospitals and pharmacists.
Yeah. Are you going to try it?
Yeah. All right, here we go. All right, it's warm.
Taste it.
It's definitely warm. It makes your mouth tingle. Oh, it's burning more. I think it's slowly going down my throat. Huh. Well, that was for you, Thrifty Ginger.
Yep. That one's for you. Oh, my goodness.
Should we have Googled that first? My lips feel weird.
Yeah. You can, like, feel the warmth going down.
Yeah, it's like slowly going down my throat.
My tongue's numb for sure.
Wow.
I'm tingly. I don't know if it's numb, but it's tingly.
Yeah. All right, so we got the...
I'm going to need a bathroom break soon.
Really? It's going through you that quick, huh? Or to vomit.
Yeah, that's
Huh.
weird.
My lips feel weird. All right.
All right. Well, I guess this is the only episode we're recording tonight.
Well, we better start it before this stuff kicks in.
Yes. So we are in minute 51.
You want to start it?
Yeah.
All right. All right, so it's not a very exciting minute, and I'm pretty confused. They're at the club.
Yeah.
Brian is walking down some hallways with females kissing and broads.
Do you remember what
everywhere.
happened the end of last minute?
Not really. Fill me in.
So Brian and Dom and Campos were sitting around the table, and
Yep.
some big guy came up and whispered something in Campos's ear.
Okay.
And he's like, "Hey, whatever you want is yours, broads,
right.
brews, whatever you want."
Right.
He said it more.
Like the broads are paid for.
Right.
Yeah.
And then he got up and walked away.
Okay.
And Brian, being the detective that he is, had to go follow him.
The big guy.
No, he's following
Dom.
Campos.
Oh, Campos.
Brian's following
Where did
Campos.
Dom go? Somewhere completely different.
Dom just hung out at the table.
All right.
He's good to chill. He's going to do his own investigation.
Because Brian's walking down this hall and then turns the corner, and isn't this Dom standing up at the door here?
No, this is
Oh,
the
that's
guy
the
that whispered
guy
to
that
him.
took Campos. And he
Yeah,
let Campos into another room. Oh, okay. So Brian is doing his police duty,
yeah,
and he's looking super suspicious.
yeah.
He's
Staring.
like standing, like you're at a nightclub, and you're not talking to anybody, and you're standing in this hallway where everybody's just talking and whatever, and you're just standing there watching the
Right.
boss go into a door.
And that guy that's opening and closing the door, when he lets him in and then turns around to stand by the door, who's he gonna see? I mean,
He-
he's not gonna just be like,
He literally
oh, da, da,
stares
da, da,
back
da."
at Brian, and
Right.
Brian then folds his arm and leans against the wall, like,
Oh, you're just chilling there?
yeah. You definitely didn't follow me because you were just sitting right there. Anyway, so then we see Dom really taking advantage of the offer for beers and broads. He's
Yeah.
got 2 ladies with him, and he's fisting a Corona.
Okay. Yep.
Yep.
The Corona.
So far.
So luckily for Brian, we go back to Brian here, and he's still standing, waiting for his opportunity here.
Yeah.
And the bouncer or the door guard leaves.
Yeah, he's not guarding the door, and Brian's like, okay, I'm going to very suspiciously walk up to the door and walk through it.
Yeah.
Not having a clue what's on the other side. Luckily, it's a staircase, so like it's not like a meeting with Campos there. 'Cause
Right.
that would have been awkward.
How would he have said about that? Like, what would he have said?
Now, he walks up the stairs, and the lighting, I just have to say, I hate this lighting. They put it in... yeah. So we have the similar blue... It's this like blue, almost black light type of lighting. Real
Just-
intense ultraviolet. We have this color on the lamp behind us. It looks cool in the background. But if you're in a dark space that this is the only light lighting things up, I feel like it lights up the surface of my contacts or something, so I can't, like, I feel like I'm looking through some type of fog and you can't see things clearly. Like, even looking at the movie scene here, I feel like you can't
Right.
actually make out
Can't,
correct
focus.
detail.
Right.
It's like black and white, basically,
Yeah.
looking.
I hear you.
And it just doesn't look clear. And it really bothers me. They do this in like nightclubs. You know, I'm a big nightclubber. So.
Dude, I hear you.
I mean, I would be, but they always have these lights.
I used to be
I used
before
to
I
be.
got contacts.
Yeah, content. Yeah, I ruined it. Anyway,
Yeah, I don't appreciate the light either.
so he keeps walking through some halls to see where this door led to.
I thought it led to this.
Me too.
Yeah, so he's like looking, then
Oh.
like there's a light shining on Brian's face, like he's seeing into a room, and the camera moves, and it's Dom in the club dancing.
Well, the camera switches. It didn't
Right.
move.
It looks like it
Yeah,
moves.
you see Dom with all these ladies, and the
Dude.
music is the same the whole time. It's
Yeah.
the nightclub music, and there's none of them. There's like 51 women to 1 man in here.
Yeah, he's
Is that a
surrounded
man
by
back,
women.
way back
I
there?
think this is, and that is.
So, and these women.
I mean,
have,
I don't want to assume gender, but
Yeah, their hair's short. So these women have been deprived because they are all rubbing Dom's big shoulders.
I mean, who wouldn't, right?
Now,
I mean, he looks like he's really engaging with them.
yeah,
like-
because he's also doing detective work. It seems like.
Yeah, but if you saw someone like this, you'd be like, "Oh, I want to approach him. He looks like a good time."
Yeah,
Like he looks
Dom,
like he's having a terrible time.
grumpy. He's not looking at you, and you're just gonna go like touch him,
Right. Just rub up and down on him.
and he's staring across the room in like a
It's like an old lift
industrial
elevator.
elevator.
Yeah,
where
yeah,
it has
yeah.
like the gate in the front,
Yeah.
and 2 people come into the room with him, and he's really watching these guys. Do you recognize them?
Those guys? No.
one's a
Oh,
female.
yeah.
And
I just
It's a big
hate
deal,
how he drinks
'cause-
his Coronas.
he literally, so he's fisting the neck of it,
Yeah.
and as he's drinking, his pointer finger and thumb are wrapped around the point of the bottle, and so they press up against his like mustache, where around his lips,
Right.
like he's drinking through the whole of his fist.
Right. It's like his
Quite weird.
hand isn't even, or his mouth isn't even touching the bottle. He's
Here,
creating.
Try it with another shot
no,
of the
I-
grain
that-
alcohol.
I think I'm good with that.
That'd kill brain tumor right there,
Yeah. Ooh.
or give
excuse
you
me.
one if you
Needed.
don't have one.
All right. So he drinks his Corona. He's interested in that elevator. But we go back to Brian.
Yeah.
Where are we at here? We're at 3 seconds left.
Okay.
Brian
Brian's-
is close to something.
Yeah, we see him peeking through, like a crack of light come over his face, like he's about to peer through a door.
Right. Right.
and the minute ends.
That's the end of the minute.
So basically,
There's whispering. Don't
Brian
forget about the
walks
whispering.
back hallways he's not supposed to be in. Dom's walking through the nightclub, not interested in the women, and sees two people that are interesting.
Right. I just don't.
Alright.
This is like, it makes me so uncomfortable. Like Brian, if someone opened the door and like, what are you doing up here? He's
Right.
like, oh, I just had one
There's
more question.
He could get like shot on the spot.
Right.
Or, like these guys aren't messing around at all.
Right.
He just got like I feel like you're doing detective work, okay? You don't need to take any risk. If something presents itself or you figure something out
Right.
casually, great. But to do this is a terrible idea.
Right. This is bad detective work by Brian way back in the first movie when he gets caught outside of Hector's garage.
Yeah,
He's
that's what I was
running-
just thinking of.
3 spoon engines.
Yeah, race wars that we just can't. I can't lose again. What would he even say here?
Yeah, I don't know.
He'd come up with some bad
But,
excuse.
Yeah. And people would fall into his deep blue eyes and be like, okay,
That's
okay,
it.
yeah. I
That's
guess
it.
you're right. But anyways, so that's the end of minute 51.
Yeah.
Thanks
That's it.
for listening. I'm Ryan.
And I'm Jason.
And always remember,
Winning's winning.